you are joining us from in this webinar. Welcome to IBBC Women Group discussion this afternoon. Before I go further with the discussion and before I introduce my wonderful speakers, I would like to congratulate all the women around the world in this specific day, in the Women International Day. I would like to congratulate our mothers, sisters, teachers, doctors, our business colleagues, and our role models all over the world. The woman that was fighting and keep fighting in order to create a brightful future and equal future free from stigma and violence. Future that is sustainable for all women and peaceful with equal rights and opportunities to all. A wonderful greeting for the woman that is submitting a tremendous efforts to deliver one important message that the world needs a woman at every table where a decision are being made. A huge appreciation for the women that is participate effectively in all areas of life to drive the progress and the recovery of the COVID-19 pandemic and reduce the gap that is still remain. So the woman that is the forefront of this battle against COVID-19, because we see the mothers in house, they always give big care for their children, for the hygienic staff, they are caring for their husbands. And we see in the business as well, we see the ladies are more conservative, than men. We see the people in the health sectors, we appreciate their efforts, the workers, the scientists, the doctors. So I want to wish all the women in the world a huge success in everything you do. Back to today's webinar. Today I'm joined by a wonderful speakers. So we are going to hand over the talk for them in order to briefly introduce themselves. I'm pleased today as I am joined by Vanessa Douglas, Patricia Latif, and Hadil Hassan. So before I, give them the speech, let me just in a few minutes, I introduce myself. Then I give the speech for Miss Vanessa to introduce herself. My name is Samar Al-Mafraji. I am IBBC active members since 2016. I'm heading the women group in this respected business hub. I born in Baghdad for an Arab family in sharing the cultural heritage as I am from the tribalism structure of Iraq. I have challenged, many ups and downs in my personal life in order to, deliver my message to the Iraqi community and to the Iraqi society that women could deliver the tough mission and could compete with the men in the business life. So I'm heading AMS group, and I am the CEO of AMS Iraq, the company that is contain the English group of companies that specialize in oil and gas and safety access for the oil projects. So my family actually view the women and the female education as an important tool to win a simple job. But, I deliver an opposite philosophy during my work because my work is very male dominant and it's a tough job. But by the support of my the Iraqi women society, and by the belief of myself, I deliver good message that women can conduct any job with no fear and with no sense of weakness. I think that is enough for myself. So I leave now the speech for Miss Vanessa to talk and to introduce herself. So please, Vanessa, go ahead.
Thank you, Ms. Sama, and it was really an honor to be part of your speaking panels. And you're an amazing that you have done so much achievement in your review of your company. And as myself, I just run SKA. I'm just a human resource director of the company, and all I did was really work hard to build SKA to what it is today. I work very closely with a lot of Iraqi ladies, women, mothers, and I've actually tried to develop all the girls to have different type of jobs in different roles that they play with the company. And so far, it has been an achievement, but we also had a lot of challenges. So I will elaborate more further after during the discussion. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vanessa. So I leave now the speech for Miss Patricia to introduce herself. So please go ahead.
Sure. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Samar. Thank you, IBBC. And it's a pleasure to be here with all of these wonderful women. My name is Patricia Lateef. I am the co-founder and director of operations of 51 Labs, which is a startup incubator that is based in Kurdistan in Erbil and Slemani, but we work with entrepreneurs across Iraq, and we also have many Syrian entrepreneurs as well. And it's really a pleasure to be with you here today. I'm happy to talk about my experience, but I think that the most interesting thing I'll be able to touch upon is the challenges and opportunities for women who are launching businesses across Iraq. So we work with so many amazing, talented women from Basra to Erbil. So I'll touch a bit on that in my remarks. And nice to be with you all.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Lisa. So, Ms. Hadil, would you mind if you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, thank you, Samar. Thanks for the IBBC, and good afternoon, everyone. This is Hadil Hassan. I'm the founder and the managing partner of Al Hadil Hassan Law Firm, an Iraqi law firm with offices in Baghdad, Basra, Erbil, and Amman, and representatives in each and every province in Iraq. We support international companies operating in Iraq in all business sectors, the oil and gas, medical, health, power, all business sectors. We have around 30 plus lawyers, and we represent 500 plus international companies. I'm also the former chair for the Iraqi-US dialogue for private sector. I am the IBBC executive committee member. I am the co-chair for the United Nations Global Compact Iraq. I'm a mother of two wonderful grown-up kids now, and happy to be a businesswoman and a mother. I'm doing well on both sides. Thank you.
Thank you for the lovely introduction, Mrs. Hadil. And it's, you look, active with your sector, and I'm proud that an Iraqi, doing well and as a representative for a legal firm and as a mother, because I think the home is the base of the success. So may I ask you, Hadil, if you don't mind, to just highlight your success story and how you reflect that to your children as a mother and as a role model for your kids. So being a woman doing a tough job and taking a senior position in work is not an easy task. And being a mother as well is not an easy job as well. So how you achieved your excellence, how you achieved your target in both sides. So would you mind if you just give us the hint of
Yeah.
your success in both journeys?
Yeah, thank you, Summer. Actually, I wasn't really prepared myself for such a question, but I'm going to share my experience, and I think it's going to be a good opportunity to share those experience. Maybe someone would, it would help someone to achieve same success, if I may consider it a success. As you know, I'm a lawyer and I'm a mother, but you need to know also that I'm a widow. My husband passed away 18 years ago. And at that time, he left me with, I was freshly graduate from law college. I have two young kids, 6 and 7. And that was back in 2002. The country is about to face one of the biggest wars in its history, and again, as you know, the civil war that followed that 2003 events. So it was really tough mission. I had to take care of my kids, my two kids. I have to build my business and my strategy, and also most important, to be independent, have full control over my business and my kids. So at that time, I had to face and make, first I need to realize exactly what advantages do I have, use the most I can get from them, from those advantages. By knowing all these things, I look into my eyes, I understand, I realize what I can and what I can't do. I decided to refuse a generous proposal from family, from in our culture, it's very difficult for a widowed woman to live by herself. So at that time, the family offered a generous offer to have me stay at home, take care of my kids, and they will gonna cover all my expenses and everything. So I decided to refuse that generous offer, stand for myself, for my kids, and take responsibility, and started depending on myself. I started getting my training courses in law. A year, I worked hard. I worked nearly 17, 18 hours a day just to gain the experience I needed at that time to build my business. Meanwhile, I have two kids to raise, to take care of. The country is going into civil war. It's really difficult, kidnapping, killing, threats, bombs, and you know the situation at that time. So it was really difficult to manage all these things, to take care of kids, to build my own business, and to take care of kids at the same time. At that time, I realized that I need to delegate powers, delegate tasks in order to achieve the most I can get from the limited time I have. So I decided to set priorities. What exactly I need? I need to sit with my kids. I need to take care of my house. I need to take care of my family, and to have enough time for my business to achieve my goals. And instead of spending 10 hours sitting with my kids, but each one is busy doing something different, I limited that time to 1 hour or 2, sitting with them, listening to them, understand their needs, their thoughts, discuss all these things in 1 or 2 hours a day, and the rest we all go to do and finish our own tasks, concentrate on what we are doing, and achieve success on those tasks. At the same time, I had to delegate other powers, just like cooking, cleaning, all these things. That these are not so essential and not that important for the kids to be done by me, by myself. Instead, I used to compensate. So for example, I cook in the weekends, I cook in special occasions, special events, but I need to delegate powers in order to allocate more time for my business, for this big achievement. If you are if you are a successful woman, this will, first you will secure their financial needs and all their social needs. Second, you will be a great model for them. You will inspire them and make them, you will help, you will better understand them. They will better understand you, and you will start building this connection between both of you, that will enable both to get benefit from each other's experience. By time they were raised, now they are, both of them are successful young men. I have a daughter and a son, and they are both successful. They got higher degrees with their graduation, and they are highly proud of what I did at that time. I seized time, I seized effort, I get benefit from each and every privilege I had. From time, from experience, from the graduation degrees, from family relations, from my health, from my youth, from everything. This is the point that each woman should consider when she's willing or thinking of becoming successful. She shouldn't just sit and think that she lacks this point or that point. She doesn't have the bachelor degree. She doesn't have a family to support her, and she just sit weeping herself, crying for not having enough luck to be a successful woman. Every single thing in life you should seize. Every privilege you have, you should seize in order to create a success story.
Wonderful, Hadi. So excited, and I think you deliver the main message of this webinar, and you deliver a wonderful message during this special day. Because unfortunately, in our culture, I think it's not just in our culture, to be honest, even in the Western culture, we share the same idea that the community, sometimes they feel sorry for the woman when she is single, or she's a widow, or she is divorced, or something like that. And they feel sorry for her, that, they think she is cannot stand alone without the assistance of man. But your story, it's reflect the opposite, 100%. The woman can achieve the success by the faith in herself, by the trust of her abilities and her capabilities to achieve the success and to deliver the right thing for her society, for her family, for her kids, for the new generation to come. So thank you for sharing this story with us, Hadil, and I wish you all the best in your path ahead. And I hope your kids, they will be like you in the future.
Yeah, one of them is joining us now on the webinar.
Excellent. Thank you, Hadil. So back to Vanessa. So we would like to hear from you as well about what you would like to highlight, as you are entrusted to cover your personal stories or your business story. So it's up to you, Vanessa. Please go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Samir. I think I would like to touch more on the wellness, focus on more of the wellness of the company, because since my topic was actually given to me to talk about health and wellness, and I'm very much into fitness, and I really work very closely with our team in Iraq. And I look very closely on their food, nutrition of their food. I work very closely with their F&B, with my chefs, to create actually healthier options for all the people who work in difficult zones. Because most of the time they really forget about eating habits. They forget about their health, forget about actually looking after themselves. They forget about actually taking care of their mental health, not only their physical health, also their mental health. So I actually come up with various programs for all our staff, whereby they can have a better living environment. Because working in difficult zones is really very, very difficult for anybody to manage. They're away from their families, They're away from everybody else. They are like living in a little prison cell. So we have to create like more interest for them. So we have got yoga section, we have got gym, which I have created. We have got activities that are actually chess games. We have got badminton, we have got rugby tournaments, we have got football. So most of the time, what I've created is an environment for them to actually mix with different cultures as well, to come out and actually express themselves on the field. So I really focus on wellness and health for all my staff. And that is what I love doing most, helping them, helping even the Iraqi girls and Iraqi men to understand what it's all about, participating, working as a team. Because when you have got a team sport, they realize that we have to work together as a team to actually achieve things better. You bond themselves as well. So that's what I actually do for the company.
Great. Right. And how are you coping during this situation? Is your company get a negative impact during this pandemic? How you manage the ups and downs in your organizations?
Thanks God, we are very fortunate. We did not cut down any of the salaries. We know very well it's a very, very hard time. We as business owners has invested back into the company so that we actually pay all the staff 100%. Not only that, we had a lot of Zoom training during the time, Zoom meetings, so that the work still flows. There's no interruption at all. And at the same time, we also take care of all the people whereby they don't have to leave the camp. People who work, like Iraqis who are working outside, we make sure that they have an area to stay inside the camp. So we feed them, we take care of them, we make sure that they follow the whole entire COVID-19 process. It was difficult to impose this to impose to them to say that how severe is COVID-19 is all about. Anybody can get sick. So we have to explain to them, explain to all our staff to say that we have to be serious about this whole entire pandemic. It took us a while, but then they got the message. So very much right now, very much into everybody getting vaccinated. So in our Dubai office, 99% of them has been vaccinated. So now we are actually looking into how do we get that across to Iraq. So I'm working that with my team. So this is what we have done for the COVID-19.
Oh, wonderful. Great, great. Wish you all the best to deliver the vaccination for the majority of the people that you work with in Iraq, because actually that's what we need, Vanessa. And but try to pick the good brand of vaccine, because we get confusion about the differences of vaccines. So try to pick the best for Iraq.
Okay, I was vaccinated myself yesterday with AstraZeneca. So my experience, I'll tell you, yeah. So at first, when you get vaccinated, when I come out, because I like to see how I feel. So today is my day 1 after 24 hours. So immediately, you have to be really fit for any of the vaccination. You have to be, if you have underlying problem, you need to let your doctor know, as you know. But then my experience is when I got injected, it was really good. I didn't have any side effect until now. Alhamdulillah, I don't have any side effect. So I'm good. So I will actually recommend everybody to have AstraZeneca.
Oh, yes, me too as well. Me too, because that's what I'm looking, to get. Still very limited in Dubai, unfortunately. But we are looking to get this one because compared to other, we are not doing a branding for the, vaccine, but, they said, the side effects of this vaccine is less than others. So I hope everyone will be healthy and safe from, this annoying virus. So thank you, Vanessa, for your nice words. Back to Patricia. You are not the last. I'll be the last. Okay, so please feel free to highlight your path. How are you coping with this isolation, during this tough time, and what the issue that you have faced in your life, and how you overcome these issues? So Patricia, please go ahead with your words.
Sure. Thank you, Samad. I'm happy to touch a little bit upon just some of the impacts on women that we've seen. So just to give a bit of background. So since 5-1 Labs launched in 2017, one of the key priorities for us has been supporting women, refugees, internally displaced people. So what we do as an organization, we're a charity. We help people launch their own businesses. And for us, this is something very important in Iraq, especially for young people, because as we've seen over the course of a number of years, economic challenges or conflicts, that young people really have more of a desire to work for themselves, to work outside of the government, to take control of their own futures. And for us, this is especially important for women. As a region, the Middle East is full of inspiring women. If you follow entrepreneurship, you see in the region, there's a higher percentage than in Silicon Valley of startups founded by women, which is really amazing. So 1 in 3 companies, startups, are launched by women in the Middle East, and almost half of graduates in science, technology, engineering, and math are women. Depending on the country, the percentage is lower or higher. So it's really something super inspiring to see, and something that we really want to see also in Iraq. For us, one of the main challenges that we have faced is reaching women to help them, launch their own businesses. Like when we do outreach for our programs, it can be quite challenging to find women to join us sometimes, but we do push really hard for this. So we run a full-time 3-month program for entrepreneurs, and this is the 7th time that we're running this program, and more than 40% of the entrepreneurs have been women. So for us, this is something really great. And we have, we award seed funding to the startups to help them launch their businesses. And the women always triumph in many of the cases. More than half of the funding we've given hundreds of thousands of dollars over the course of the past few years. More than half of that has gone to women founders. So for us, this is something important. But I also wanted to bring up some of the challenges that we've seen, because I think it's important to bring them up, because I think there are many people in this room who can help address some of these challenges that we've observed. So as you can imagine, female founders often face additional obstacles to launching and operating and scaling their businesses. Some of them are social, cultural barriers. I think Ms. Hadil touched on some of them, but some of the ones that we've seen on a day-to-day basis is that there's not as much of an ability to conduct face-to-face meetings for women, and especially alone with men, for example. We've seen cases where men want to be involved in decision making, so we'll have a female founder and she'll receive, let's say, $10,000 or $15,000 from us. And then her husband will want to make the decision, even though he's not involved in the business in any way. We also have these issues relating to childcare and division of labor in the home, which Ms. Hadil touched upon also. So for us, for example, we try and provide childcare support, not only to the women, but also to the men in our programs who have children, because it's important for us to be able to support parents in our programs, because, we've had people come into our programs and their children are waiting in our co-working space as the moms are doing their trainings, for example. And I think being able to do that has been really helpful. For us, we run specific programs for female founders. So we've just launched one. This is the 3rd time that we're doing it, with 10 women from across Kurdistan, from Erbil, Suleimani, and Dahuk, just to meet on a weekly basis to support each other. And I think this has been something that's been really important, just creating a forum for women to speak to each other, because I think, I know we have men in the room too, but I think women very much like to support each other. So there's a different set of challenges that we face, whether it's in the US or in Iraq. And so we're creating that forum. We also want to encourage these women to become business leaders and managers. So we find interns to work with them so that, you know, maybe a woman is running a business on her own out of her house, let's say, baking cakes or selling goods that she makes, but having a team join her really helps build her confidence and her management. We provide them with mentors also, which is great for support. But I think for me, I'll take advantage somewhat of the opportunity of having so many wonderful women here, just as a call to action from our side, because I think one of the most important things is for business people and successful individuals, men and women, to support the younger generation. So, you know, I think being open about the challenges that we're facing when we speak to others, I think it's often very intimidating to see someone, you know, someone like yourself or Hadil or Vanessa and say, oh my goodness, she has everything. She's accomplished so much and I'm afraid to approach her. So, you know, for us to like share our failures and our successes and be open with the journey that it took for us to get to where we are now, this is something very important. Additionally, I think, like, as the business people in the room, creating forums for the women employees to discuss, you know, in our programs, we have, you know, men and women in these programs, but we have like certain discussions reserved just for women, and they can choose to discuss what they would like, whether it's about harassment or whether it's about how hard it is to legally register your business. So giving these women an opportunity to speak about what they would like to discuss. I would also encourage you to offer your time and your advice to whether it be other business women or entrepreneurs. You know, we're always looking for business women and men to support some of our founders, just to be a role model. And I think it's getting easier and easier. The more years pass, the more we see successful women. So the women who have graduated from our programs are supporting the new entrepreneurs, and this is very inspiring. I think also being flexible with women that we work with. You know, this is something we've thought about as an organization, especially somebody, you mentioned COVID, like how do you support women or parents more during COVID? And also the final thing is investing financially more in women. So, you know, we often see that it's easier for men who run businesses to fundraise, and we're trying to create more opportunity for women to be funded by investors, even from business people like yourself. So for us, it's just thinking about all of these things in multiple ways to try and support these women. And there are so many amazing ones. I can send through some profiles. I could talk for hours about all of the wonderful women we're supporting, but that's a bit from me, Samar. Thank you.
Wow, Patricia, so wonderful. Very, very excited. Actually, while you are talking, I think, you know, the woman, the successful woman that lives in this, in the time being, I think they are lucky enough because they have the flexibility to represent themselves more than our previous generations. And we have a chance that we can be the change, because there are millions of women around the globe. They are looking for us, you know, in every country. You know, we have young women that they are looking to dig out for a role model to follow. And every story that I have listened this afternoon, it's considered as amazing story. And each one of you, it's a role model for the young people. So I think we need to consolidate each other. We need to support each other, to hold the hands of the others in order, you know, to go properly along the way, because the society cannot achieve full success and cannot be a modern society if the woman doesn't take their right to implement themselves. So well done, Patricia, and you are lucky because, you know, your organization attracts huge numbers of women, and you keep achieving success during this, you know, tough duration. So thank you for all of you. And back to myself, I just like to, you know, give a brief about my business path. that have started in Iraq 2014. Unfortunately, I left Iraq 2001 before the invasion of Iraq. I have only one sister, and my sister, she got married and live in UK in 2001, and I stayed with my parents. So my dad, he working in Dubai since long time, and he said, you have to come with me, you and your mother, in order for a short trip in Dubai to see Dubai Festival. That's in 2001. So at the end, it was December 2001. So me and my mother, we went with my dad and we stayed with my father for a few months. Then in the media, we have observed that there is some military preparation, that will happen in Iraq, and some change might happen in Iraq in the next months. So my dad, he said, let's wait till the situation calm down, and then we back to Baghdad, to our home. But the war started in Iraq 2003, and I didn't have the chance to back to Iraq till 2011. So when I back to Iraq, was everything, different. I, experienced everything was unusual for myself. Nothing was same. Even, the roads, even the houses, even the neighbors. So we back to Dubai, and I started my business journey. At the beginning, I have joined Dubai government. I worked in Dubai government for 2 years. Then I have joined AMS group. That is an English company providing health and safety systems for oil and gas. We have many offices around the world. Our headquarters in UK, and our operation offices in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. We have many offices in China, in South Africa, in Germany, in Nigeria, in Qatar, in Saudi, and Oman. So for me, according to my qualification, I have studied in Baghdad the English literature, because I aimed at the beginning to be a medical doctor. But unfortunately, I didn't have, I was not fortunate enough, to join the medical college. So my dad, because he was a bit restricted for myself, and he said, because you didn't be a doctor, so you cannot go further with your college studies. You have to stay in home and help your mother with the home working stuff. So then he got a pressure from my relatives, because I was very smart in schools. So they said, you have to give her a chance in order to complete her university. And at least she need to get a bachelor degree, then she's sitting home afterwards. So me and my dad, we sat together, and I decided to study in a qualification that is easy for me. I don't want to bother myself with more studies, because I don't become a doctor, so I will not be a successful person. So I said, because I like English language, I prefer to study the English literature, and I got French as a second language. I graduated from Baghdad. Then after 2 years, I traveled with my parents to Dubai. So when I was sitting in home doing nothing, my dad, he didn't allow me to work while I'm in the first years while I'm in Dubai. So I usually doing courses, I doing studies, I dig out information. I started searching for the business studies. So I went to UK and I studied business environment. It's one course. It was last for 1 year. Then I back to Dubai. So I joined the work in Dubai government after 9 years sitting in home doing nothing. I worked for 2 years. Then I joined AMS Group. AMS, it's considered as the biggest challenge in my life because it's a male domain. It's a scaffolding job that specify for the heavy men, not the normal men. They need to, have a big muscle, and they have, a very strong mentality that they, do the structure of scaffolding and the towers and all this stuff. So I joined the work at the beginning as a marketing manager in the company. Then I start finding the hidden corners, and I start searching and doing survey about this business, and I promote myself gradually day by day. I was lucky because I was embarrassed by a good directors and good management, to be frank, and they helped me along the way. After 2 years, when I joined this work, I was appointed to lead the metro project in Dubai, as a part of the management system. So I was the intermediate between Dubai government and my company, and I was represented my company. After that, when I finished this project, I decided to study the political science. I joined the American University in Dubai, and I started study the political, because Iraq was affected by the political, and I want to join the environment of this political in order to understand what is going to happen and what the future will be for Iraq political wise. So I finished my studies in 2 years in the American University. And my management, they supported me in my studies. Then after finishing this study, after 1 year, I joined Oxford to focus on the leadership studies. And I studied in a specification how women could transform the leadership. In this study, I did research that was appointed as the third over the world. I've been awarded as the most successful research between 25 countries. In 2012, I was awarded as the most successful business woman in the Middle East. In 2014, I have awarded as a successful businesswoman by the Leader organization. In 2014, I have decided to back to Basra and to find a business opportunity as a part of my company expansion strategy. We have targeted Iraq because Iraq is one of the attractive spots for the oil and gas sector. And according to the reserve that we have in the country and to the oil productions and to the huge potentials of the oil and gas in the country. So I visited Basra 2014, and it was the first time in my life I visited Basra. So I stayed in Sheraton in Basra city, and the next day when I got armored car, to go in a trip around the city just to find the features of the city. So when I left the hotel with my colleagues, I observed a young people. They were sit on the road. They were looking for a daily work. A daily work, it means a job that helped them to offer a milk and bread for their children and their family. So I said to myself, if we need to build up a business, we have to start from these young people. It's not possible to make a successful business without empowering the young generation, without empowering the women, without empowering the society, and be the inspired person for your country. Because no success you can do without achieving success, and you start from your country. So I back to Dubai after 7 days trip in Basra. I back to Dubai with my business colleague and my partner, and we had a board meeting. And I said to them, if we want to achieve a good business in Iraq, we have to start from training. I started the journey. It was hectic. It was very harsh, but I was fighting aggressively in order to achieve my goals, because working in Iraq is it needs very special techniques. You have to improve yourself as a woman. You have to fight the restriction norms. You have to overcome the political conflicts, the sectarian conflicts. So all these you have to consider in order to get a successful business in Iraq. So I did a study on the culture. I did a study on the people mentality that have been changed massively after 2003. So I started the step one by one, and today I'm leading the company in Iraq, and I'm leading a training center in Iraq that consider as ideal training center in the Middle East, because we have been merged with the English Safety Institute in the UK, and Iraq become the safety provider for the safety instructions and the safety system for the Middle East. I'm privileged, I'm honored that last year we have finalized a program of 2,000 men that we have trained in the oil and gas sector to and provide them international certificate that allow them to work international all over the world. Because in Iraq, due to the war situations, due to the sectarian conflicts, we have many young people, they lack the chance of getting a proper education. So I'm doing programs for them in Basra to provide them with international certificate that could raise their standard, that could raise their living habits and the standard that could help their families. And I'm looking forward to increase our activities in Iraq and to train a large number of people, and to create a hub for the women as well, to give them the full inspiration that they need in their lives in order to be successful. Because the country cannot be built up if we don't hold the hands one by one in order to upraise the country from the mess that is struggling from. So this is my story, and all your stories were interesting and were impressed to everyone. And I think in order not to run in time, because we have to leave a few minutes for the Q&A for our audiences, in case if they have questions for the speakers. I just want to say a few words that despite all of the mess, despite all of the challenges that we have in our lives, either in personal lives or in business lives, we have to stay positive. We have to think positive. We have to feel positive, because what we see now, it's supposed to strengthen our capability in order to stay strong and overcome every issues that we might face in the future. So thank you very much for all your wonderful messages that you have delivered during your speech. And I look forward, to have another IBBC gathering. And I do appreciate what IBBC do during this time, especially Miss Agni, that she works behind the scene always, to make the women group talkative and talk loudly about the success. And I hope, IBBC is still the attractive spot for the successful people and for the right business people, to gather and to merge and to listen to each other. So thank you for everyone. Thank you for the listening. And if you have any questions, we are more than happy to listen to your questions.
Yes, please. I have comments. This is Amel from Baghdad. I just want to introduce myself, just a brief. My name is Amal Al-Zubaidi. I'm Iraqi businesswoman. I'm the previous boss of Iraqi Businesswomen Center. And actually, I encourage to share this meeting to give what I said, for the Iraqi women, they dream to be a businesswoman. I want to share this meeting, please. I think it's good idea.
It's a pleasure, Amal.
Yes,
You
please.
share.
Yeah.
And feel free to get my contact details from Miss Agni and the
Yes.
rest of our excellent speakers, if they have no objection to share their contacts. Because
Yes.
We need, Amal, we need to support each other's.
Yes, because
woman
as you
needs
know,
other women.
as you know, all of us, that we have a good experience and we have a problem, and we have our way to fix our problem we faced in Iraq. And also Iraqi women, when face the problem, they know how to fix it. Actually, we have a magic way to fix this problem. Actually, I have a small experience I want to share with you. In COVID at pandemic, I am a permanent resident in United States, and actually when pandemic start and we have nothing to do, I just create my dream in pandemic, really, because all my business in Iraq, when I went there with my family, I have nothing to do. I just apply. I'm Iraqi attorney, and I graduated from law college in Iraq. Then I went there. I cannot stay without do nothing in United States. I just decide to study. I apply for university, SMU, Southern Method University in Dallas, and then I qualified to LLM program. It's evaluated. It's a master degree, and then I passed the exam, and then I get the degree, and then I apply for JD. I'm JD students and law school, and it's Juris Doctora in United States. And if I cannot work and do my business, I study. We have a lot of experience to share with Iraqi women. If we share our experience with each other, I think it's good to to give hope for each other and make like our dream grow up more. But for the Iraqi women, they don't have anyone to lead them to this way. It will be like a light for them. I think we should have
Sorry,
to
Emma,
create, yeah.
sorry to interrupt you. We don't want to run on time, actually, but
Yeah.
I do appreciate your, interfering with this, with this gathering. And in order not to be racist to Iraq, we have many successful women, all over the world. Yes, what we have faced in Iraq maybe is unusual for others, and maybe it's too hard for the rest of the world.
But Iraqi society, the Iraqi women, they need more. This is our like a message. Yes. We have a message. We have to send this message for Iraqi women.
We are here, Amal, by the collaboration of each other, to help the Iraqi women and to help the rest of the world. And any lady who want to climb the mountain successfully. So we will be happy, to share our stories.
Yes, please.
And, to share the challenges and the ways how we can succeed these challenges. So thank you very much for your.
Thank you, and nice to meet you all.
Thank you. I do appreciate your words.
Yes,
any other comments, please?
Can I ask Samar?
Wow, Ms. Samar, yes, please. It's good to have you here.
Yes, always. I will not miss your presentations. Really, me, I'm supporting you and IBBC and your panel. Yeah, I mean, Patricia, she touched on the challenges and opportunities. I put my question actually in the chat, but I think no one saw it maybe. So what I'm saying, it's a great presentation by you, the wonderful leaders and models. Myself, as you know, I work with oil and gas, and I was helped. I mean, my story, I was helped by my colleagues, the male. So I want to see if anyone has any experience, anything you can touch and tell us if you have, because I was outside, I was also, occasionally I'm the only woman there, and my colleagues, they helped me, and really they opened the doors for me, and I reached. So we work together like male and female. So what's your experience on this? Anyway, I would like to hear that.
Yes, Patricia, please go ahead.
Yeah, I'll jump in. I think for me, I've been supported by men and women. One interesting thing we've noticed is often, for example, when we ask, oh, nice to see you so much. When we ask the women entrepreneurs, like if they would prefer to work with a man or a woman, most of the time they say they prefer a woman to guide them, just because I think it's easier to be a bit more vulnerable. But for me personally, like at 51 Labs, we, our board of advisors is mixed men and women, and we have many wonderful men who are guiding us and supporting us. So I think, if I said anything in my remarks that made it sound otherwise, I apologize, but definitely we've been supported by many men.
Any more comments, please? Agni, any questions on the chat box?
No more questions. It was just a summary. Only one question.
No. Hi there.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, hello, this is Dr. Haifa Al-Azari. I just wanted to say thank you for having me in this highly beneficial discussion. Happy International Women's Day. So I just wanted to say that all of your stories truly inspired me, and thank you for sharing. I had a question regarding future meetings. Do you see this group being like a long-term discussion group, like where we could have more future meetings and discuss various topics?
Yes, Dr. Haifa, thank you for the important questions. Actually, we have established the women group since 4 years. It was managed by different people, you know, every period of time. So since end of 2018, the group is managed by Miss Agni and myself. And we are doing this gathering and networks every 4 to 5 months. We are active during our IBBC conferences, either in UK or in Dubai. And hopefully we will have one in Baghdad when the situation is going to be settled down. I mean, the virus situation. But we are active online, and we are happy to have your questions and to give you, to put you in the loop and keep you updated about our activities. We are active on the social media. We have our hub in Twitter, in Instagram, in Facebook, in LinkedIn. So you are more than welcome to join this group. And we will inform you in our next events. And definitely we will have different topics.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Eva. Thank you, Doctor, for the question. Any more questions? No questions from men. I see they're silent.
Can I jump in and say thank
Please.
you for everybody? My name is Ghada Al-Baldawi. I'm a pharmacist and I have an MBA from United States. I reside in Baghdad, actually, and I would like to first say a happy Women's Day to everybody, and thank you so much for this meeting. Myself, I'm an entrepreneur, and I always had my own practice, which is a pharmacy, but now I want to jump into pharmaceuticals and to open or to establish a factory, actually, pharmaceutical factory. So I wonder, and I was happy to know that there is a business group that would support Iraqi entrepreneurship and would like to benefit from the experience from you all. And wondered which kind of support that you may offer to Iraqi businesswomen, especially that with most of the difficulties that we face in Iraq actually is the bureaucracy and the kind of struggle within the governmental organizations that we have to I mean, they have to grant it us, like whatever, the land, the permissions. So after that, you know, it will come the financing and all the kind of technical support. So if there is any inputs in this thing, or maybe we can contact you later. So it's just like to let you know that we have ideas, we want to do something, but most of the time, the obstacles that we may find within the country, within the government is the main issue that we are facing. So we might get benefit from Hadil. Hi Hadil, she's a friend. So thank you all, just to let you know what you are doing. How are you, Hadil?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Fine. Missing you in Baghdad.
Oh, really? Okay. Let's catch up next time I'm there. Allow me, Samar, to answer Ghada and everyone. Please. Actually, this is a message to all women participating in this webinar, or they may hear of this webinar. I'm always happy to support and advise in both sides, on the business side and on the legal side. Answering Ghada's question, actually talking about bureaucracy is everywhere in the world, with different levels for sure. Whatever you hear about Iraq, about this chaos and corruption and all these things, again, corruption is everywhere with different levels. The issue is that how you deal with them, how you plan for your business. First, you set your goals, put a good and clear plan and start working on it. 1 + 1 = 2. There is no other answer for this. There's no other result. This is my experience. I've been spending decades, and I lived all my life in Iraq. I've been working on the ground for the past 30 years, and I know exactly how things are going. I'm representing big companies, big clients, big names, and we always do and accomplish things without any problems. Bureaucracy, again, it is there, but you can always find ways to get things fast and smooth. Iraq is one of the best countries, promising countries in the level of business. Incredible number of business opportunities. It's an open market, and you can easily invest. Just put a plan and work, have the ambitions to achieve your goals, and you will reach there. You hear about, again, this chaos and these things, but no, with the government bodies, they are always applying law. Of course, there's always the other ways, as everywhere in the world, but you find the right person to guide you. You go into the market and approach the government bodies, follow what the laws are saying. Nobody's going to stop in your face. Nobody's gonna, put barriers in your way, and you will achieve your goal. You can easily email me or contact me, and I can show you, of course, free of charge. We happily would like to support, especially women, in achieving their goals and building their business. And I think it's, I personally, my firm is receiving wide requests of companies operating in the medical and the pharmacy field. And I think you have big chances and big opportunities there. So just contact me, and I'm happy to support.
Thank you so much, Hani. Appreciate it. And appreciate you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ghada, and thank you for the assistance that you have offered, Hadil. Just a small clarification that I would like to highlight before we finish the session, that IBBC is NGO. We are not a profitable organization, but we are more than happy. I'm not talking on behalf of IBBC, but the IBBC members and companies, they are more than happy to help each others. We are ready to share our challenges and how we overcome these challenges. And in some points, we can reach the government, and we deliver the issues that the other businesses or our businesses struggle from. But as Hadil mentioned, if you want to set yourself in Iraq, you have to point your goals, and you have to fight in order to achieve your goals. For example, when I started my journey in Iraq, many people, either my relatives or my business colleagues, they said to me that you cannot do it. It's a miracle. No chance, especially in 2013 and 14 and 15, where was more chaos than nowadays. They said it's unbelievable, because the bureaucratic system, because the corruption, because the conflicts, the internal conflicts, and all this stuff. But I decided to achieve something in my country, in my hometown, in Baghdad. I have decided to set myself in Basra, and I fight it in order to achieve these goals. So you have to set your goals, and you have to fight aggressively in order to achieve your rights. And at this point, definitely you will succeed, and you will achieve big success, and you will feel it. You can touch it later on. So I think that no more questions. We're already 10 minutes over the time. Thank you very much for everybody. I repeat my sincere thanks for our excellent speakers, for the audience, our IBBC members, for IBBC organization, for our wonderful IBBC contact, Mrs. Agni. I wish you all the success on your path ahead. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Agni, would you like to add something?
Thank you all the speakers, and thank you all attendees for your time. It was really, really wonderful to listen, you all. And thank you for inspiring me and everyone else.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.